There was a time when silence felt like losing. Like if you didn't speak up, explain yourself, or defend your side, you were letting them win. Like silence meant weakness. Agreement. Defeat. So you filled every space with words. You explained yourself to people who weren't listening. You defended your choices to people who had already decided. You reacted to every provocation because staying quiet felt like surrender. But somewhere along the way, you learned something. Silence isn't empty. It's full. Full of restraint. Full of clarity. Full of a quiet power that doesn't need to announce itself to exist. You started noticing who you were arguing with. People who didn't want understanding, they wanted reactions. People who thrived on chaos. People who mistook your engagement for weakness. And you realized you were giving your energy to battles that were never yours. So you stopped. Not all at once. Not dramatically. You just stopped explaining. Stopped defending. Stopped trying to make people see what they were determined not to see. You learned that not every accusation deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. Some people will believe what they want, no matter what you say. So why exhaust yourself? Silence became your filter. Your protection. Your way of saying, I'm not participating in this anymore. Not because you couldn't speak, but because you chose not to. That choice changed everything. You stopped living in reaction. Stopped letting other people's chaos pull you out of your center. Stopped giving pieces of yourself to people who wouldn't know what to do with them anyway. Silence taught you discernment. Who deserves your voice? Who doesn't? Who's asking in good faith, and who's just baiting you? You became selective. Intentional. Not cold, just aware. People noticed. They said you changed. That you were distant now. Quiet. Hard to read. And maybe you did change. You stopped performing. Stopped proving. Stopped needing everyone to understand your choices or validate your existence. You learned that the people who matter don't need an explanation. They trust your silence. They don't rush it. They don't take it personally. Silence gave you space. Space to think instead of react. Space to respond instead of explode. Space to choose your battles instead of fighting everyone. You realized how much energy you used to spend defending yourself. Correcting assumptions. Managing other people's perceptions. And then you understood something freeing. The right people already know. The wrong people never will. And the rest don't matter enough to drain your peace. So you let them misunderstand. Let them tell their version of the story. Let them fill the silence with whatever narrative suits them. Because their story about you isn't yours to manage. Silence became your boundary. Not the kind you announce. Not the kind you explain. The kind you hold. Quietly. Firmly. Without apology. When someone pushed, you didn't push back. You just didn't move. And that stillness spoke louder than any argument ever could, because silence gives people nothing to twist. No emotion to manipulate. No reaction to feed on. Just calm. Just space. Just you, unmoved. You started seeing patterns clearly. How some people only respected you when you stopped chasing their approval. How some connections only survived because you kept explaining. How peace arrived the moment you stopped performing for it. Silence taught you that you don't owe anyone access to your inner world. Not your thoughts. Not your process. Not your reasons. Some things are yours to keep. And keeping them doesn't make you cold. It makes you self-aware. You learn the difference between sharing and performing. Between vulnerability and exposure. Between openness and availability. You're not ignoring people. You're choosing yourself. Silence isn't passive. It's intentional. It says you value peace over proving points. That you'd rather be misunderstood than disturbed. That your worth is not up for debate. And the irony is this, the quieter you became, the louder your life spoke. Your actions carried weight. Your presence mattered. Your choices stood firm without explanation. Silence didn't make you invisible. It made you untouchable, not cold. Not distant. Just grounded. Just unbothered. At peace. Because in a world addicted to noise, choosing silence is the loudest power of all.